Today we would be learning present perfect tense. As of now, whatever conjugations or whatever we have learned, that was basically for present tense only. There are many tenses in German, and so far we have covered present tense only. So in A1 we have basically present tense and then present perfect tense. So today we would be starting to understand what present perfect tense is basically. So present perfect tense is present perfect tense is basically like a kind of, you can say, past tense, something which has happened already, but the implications are still in the present moment. So just to give you a quick uh, like how to distinguish between the three tenses, like present tense, I write a letter or I am writing a letter. So this is basically simple present tense. So auf Deutsch, wir sagen, ich schreibe ein Brief. So in past tense, we would be saying, I wrote a letter. Write will become wrote. So ich schrieb das Brief. Usually, like there is a whole list, like we have in English, first form, second form, and third form. Like we have na in English, do, did, done, cut, go, went, gone. So in German also we have the list of first form, second form and third form. So this schrieb basically is the second form. Usually when we make past tense, in most of the cases we add extra t. But past tense is something we would be covering in A2. I wrote it here just to tell you the difference. Now, talking about the present perfect tense. So instead of saying I wrote a letter, in present perfect tense, you would be saying I have written a letter. Maybe you have just finished writing up, or maybe you have wrote it some time back, and you are telling now that I have written a letter. So that is when you say this, then you say any past activity in such a way, I have written. So you are using two verbs. So that is present perfect tense. Now, where we use basically past and where we use present perfect. So usually when we are talking, then majorly present perfect tense is being used. Past tense is majorly used when you are writing something in articles, in books. Whenever you will read something which has happened in the past, that would have written in a past way. But when you are communicating verbally, that would have been spoken in a present perfect way, and people usually prefer to use present perfect tense while communicating verbally instead of using past tense. Now, talking about how to write present perfect tense in German. So, if we see the example, this particular example in German, so I have written a letter. Ich habe das Brief geschrieben. So, this is how the structure is. You have used two verbs basically. Geschrieben, this is the third form, and then habe. Now, talking about this particular example in detail, that how we make this particular sentence. Now I'm going to tell you the structure, how we make present perfect tense sentences. So the rule of creating present perfect tense is you will need a helping verb or auxiliary verb, haben or sein. We have two main verbs. These are helping verbs, haben or sein, like I have it here, and then plus the third form of the verb. Geschrieben is the third form of schreiben. So that's how you write the present perfect sentence. Haben or sein plus third form of the verb. So auxiliary verb will be conjugated at second place, like I have done it here. So always you will be conjugating either haben or sein as per the pronoun, like ish, or had it been er, I would have written er hat das Brief geschrieben. So our auxiliary verb, our helping verb haben or sein will be conjugated as per the pronoun plus the third form of the helping verb, the third form of the main verb. that will go at the end. So this third form is also known the past participle at the end of sentence. So this is basically the third form. Now, how, like, where can we find this list of first form, second form, and third form, or how do we make this? This is something we are going to discuss. But whatever I have explained till now, is it clear or any confusion? That what is the difference between these three sentences or how the basic structure works? Is this really clear?
Clear.
Clear.
Okay. Now, as of now, I am just going to show you a quick list which you can go through and learn. So this is basically the list. Just a second. So this is basically the list. I have this link, the link for this list in the sheet. So basically, as I said, we have three forms in German also: first form, second form, and third form. So just okay, let's see this highlighted list first. Like gehen is our first form. Second form or past tense will be ging. Ich gehe, ich ginge, ich bin gegangen. So this is like third form. Kommen, third form is gekommen. Sein, third form is gewesen. Stehen, stehen, second form stand or past form is stand, and third form is gestanden. Similarly, tun, tat, getan, werden, wurde, geworden. Now, this is a very good list because it has it has bifurcated the changes which happens in the first form and third form accordingly, because when we are making like third form of something, there are different ways we make the third form. You cannot make it on your own. There are fixed words. It's just that the changes which happens with each verb is little different. Like here some of the verbs are there where uh, we are changing almost completely. It's just we are adding ge, which is ge, as a prefix, like gehen, then gegangen. So if you see this list, basically what is happening in this list: bringen, gebracht, bringen, brachte, gebracht. So in most of the words, what happens, we add ge as a prefix. At times we change the suffix also, so adding t at the end. Like here in this particular list of words, ge is added as a prefix and t is added as a suffix. But here in this list, ge has been added and then en is the end. So it's not necessary that ge will be the prefix or t will be the suffix for each word. No, there are different categories, and in this list all the categories has been mentioned. Like these are the two categories. Then we have for example, this first category where majorly ei is changing to ie and then ie. So bleiben, that means to say, to stay, then blieb and then geblieben. So here we are adding ge also, and then we are making change, like ei to ie also. So entscheiden, entschied, entschieden, schreiben, schrieb, geschrieben, steigen, stieg, gestiegen. So here in this particular list, major changes which are happening is the ei is being changed to ie, and in some of the words we are adding ge, in some of the words we are not adding ge. So now what your question might be, like, ma'am, how can we understand whether to change ei to ie, or whether to add en at the ending or not, or whether to add t at the ending or not, or whether to add ge in the beginning or not? So answer to such questions is there is no specific rule to make third form. As I said, the list is already the list or the particular word third form already exists. It's just you have to learn that, like we have learned in English in our primary classes. It's just I wanted to show you the list so that you can see what all type of changes happens and what all type of categories are there. Any questions regarding this list? This is a long list. Maybe you can take 1 or 2 minutes to go through it. I'm just keeping the screen as it is, and if in case of any question, let me know, then only I'll proceed further.
There are a lot of you know exception right in the middle, what we learn in middle class or 7th or 8th class, so we have to go through with same.
Right, Rajvi. That's what I'm saying. Like in English, also we have like a list now, which we
Yeah.
have learned in our primary classes, seventh or eighth. Like we have thoroughly learned it. Like go, went on, do, did, done.
Prefix and suffix, what we add on before or after,
Right,
so we have
right,
to learn. There is no shortcut.
right. So instead of understanding where we have added GE or where we have added EN, it's better to learn it by like repeating it again and again. Like we have learned the list of first form, second form, and third form for English in our primary classes. So that's
Yes.
how you can learn it in a better way. If you will try to understand the logic here, you might get confused because there is no specific logic.
Yes.
So that is the way to learn this thing. Now, Angie, Rachel, any questions from you guys for this particular list or anything which we have discussed so far?
So we need to memorize also this part.
Mm-hmm. Yes, in German there are like, and not in German, basically in almost all the languages there are things which you cannot, which you cannot just simply understand or apply each time by rule. It's not maths. It's
Mhm.
chemistry. There are some rules, but each rule comes with the exception. That's what language is.
Yeah.
And even that also, so the rules which are there, these are just make you to understand the language, the technicalities of language, but only the practice, only continuously going through the same thing will make you perfect for one particular topic. Clear?
Klar.
Now, like memorizing or learning this sheet thoroughly, these words thoroughly, is the secondary thing. First thing is to understand. Ein Moment. First thing is to understand where to use haben and where to use sein, because we have two helping verbs here. You cannot use each word everywhere. Like I have here written, er hat das Brief geschrieben. I cannot write it, er ist das Brief geschrieben. That will be wrong. Now, where to use haben, where to use sein, we have some rules, we have some listings, we have some categories of activities where we use only haben and where we use only sein. Now, talking about that particular list where to use haben and sein, basic rule to understand this distinction, basically this difference, is just to understand in one thing. Haben, when there is no movement or when there is no change, when there is no movement or no change in any location or in any condition or in any place, no movement or change in the location, place, condition or situation. Let's say if I am saying I am playing, I am eating. So if you see this in English, I have used am, but in German I would be using haben. So now when you are trying to make sentences in present perfect tense, those don't compare them with English. Like, okay, in English I have used have here, so in German also I'll be using haben. In English I have used am here, so in German I'll be using sein. No, that is not the rule which will be applicable here. Just giving an example, like I have written er hat das ein Moment. Er hat das geschrieben. He has written the letter, or if I have to say, I am eating, the breakfast. So here I will be saying ich habe das gegessen. I ate the breakfast, or like I have done my breakfast. So here also I will be using haben. I won't be using sein here, because even though you are sitting and eating, there is no change in location, place, or condition or situation. Even if you are playing, I have played a game. Ich habe, ich, I think it's habe gespielt. So now don't get confused, like when you are eating there is a movement, when you are playing there is a movement. So there is a difference between action and movement. Even whenever you are even let's say you are sitting and like moving your hands, then also there will be like some actions, but there will be no movement which will lead to any change in location, place, or condition. So don't get confused with these actions. Like if you are eating, there is some action happening, you are playing, some action happening, you are meeting somebody, the action is happening. How to distinguish this difference is basically there should be a particular change in location, place, condition, or situation. So let's say I am I went to the party, or I drove the university. Let's say I drove to the university. Now since you are driving, you are going from one place to another, there is change in location. So that is where I will be using sein. Ich habe zur Uni gefahren. If I would be writing this, ich habe zur Uni gefahren, that will be wrong. I will be writing, ich bin zur Uni gefahren, because I drove, there was a change in location. I moved from one place to another. So here, where there is movement, there is change in location, condition, or situation, I will be using sein. But when there is no change in condition, location, situation, or there is no movement, then I will be using haben. So this is very simple example. Let's say I arrived at 10 p.m. So I arrived, I came. There was a movement. Let's say I came from Mumbai to Delhi. So there was a change in location. So here also I will be using ich bin am 10 Uhr angekommen. So that is the basic difference. So here also there was like change in location from one place to another. Here also there was some change in location from one place to another. That is why I have used bin here. I haven't used harbor. Is this clear?
Clear.
Okay. Now one more thing, like here, if you have seen this particular third form, uncommon is the main verb. Now, when we have such separable verbs and we have to use ge, so that will be like this, ungekommen. If we have to add ge, that will be adding between the main verb and the prefix. It cannot be ge uncommon. It will be ungekommen. Right. Einschlafen will be eingeschlafen. Abfahren will be abgefahren. So anyways, this is something we will be practicing and learning later. But here, main focus is to understand whether to use haben and whether to use sein. Now, first point, as I said already, but if there is any change in situation, then sein would be used as helping verb. For example, kommen, gehen, fliegen, fahren, sterben, geboren, gewachsen. Kommen, to come, gehen, to go, fliegen, to fly, fahren, to drive, sterben, to die. Now, when somebody like passes away, there is a change in condition. So with that also we use sein. When somebody borns, that is also change in condition. When somebody grows up, that is also change in condition. So all three phases of human life, geboren, gewachsen und sterben, with all three phases of human life we use bin. Ich bin gewachsen. I grew up. Or ist gewachsen. He grew up or he grew up. So this is the first rule where to use sein when there is change in location, situation, condition or place. Now, in case of bleiben, to stay or to remain, and sein as a main verb. Now we have three main verbs basically: bleiben, sein, and werden. To become. So with these three verbs, we also use sein as a helping verb. So let's say I have to say I have stayed here. So here, when you're staying somewhere, there is no movement, right? But still, with bleiben, I will be using sein as my main verb. So ich bin here geblieben. Bleiben's third form is geblieben, and here I have used bin. Similarly, with sein also, I was stayed there. So let's say this is like just a random example. If you have to use, no, just a minute. So let's say for Vaden, he became a doctor. So he became Vaden, to become something. Vaden has like other meanings also. That is also used in future tense. So Vaden has multiple meaning, but we are using it in the sense of becoming something. When somebody became something, for that particular meaning, we also use sein. So we won't say hat ein bekommen. No, we will be saying ist ein Arzt geworden. Sorry, geworden. So we won't be saying hat ein Arzt geworden. He had become a doctor or he became a doctor. We will be saying ist ein Arzt geworden, because he became something from somewhere or from some position. He became something. So werden, to become, werden third form geworden, and then we will be using ist. So these are the three verbs which you have to understand, or basically you can say you have to memorize that here if these three verbs are there as our main verb, we will be using sein as our helping verb. Is it clear?
Clear.
Clear.
Okay. Now proceeding further, let's read this whole table one by one, each sentence, everyone, and then I'll clear it. So Rajbir, Rachel, and Angie.
Okay.
One,
One bis.
one bis
Okay.
do.
Okay.
Okay, Rachel, Rajbir, and Angie. Let's do it this way. Rachel, read the first sentence.
One bis do nakhause gekommen.
Hmm.
When did you come home?
Right. So when did you come home? So when someone is coming, there is a movement, there is a change in location. So here we have used sein here,
Right.
which is conjugated as per do. So bist. Now common, it has third form, gekommen. Common has been changed to gekommen. So one, bist, do, gekommen. Oder, you can also say uh, like one is er nach Hause gekommen. So again, this sign will be conjugated as per er, like here, or as per do here. And third form of common, gekommen. Next sentence.
Ma'am, when there is a movement, like person is going from one place to another person. So in every case, we are not using habe has like that.
Give me some example, like if you are driving, if you are going, if you are coming. So when going, coming are the verbs
Uh,
basically, then we will be using sein.
no, like what is written over here in English, ma'am? What did you? When did you come home? So
Hmm.
definitely there would be a movement if a
Right.
person going from one place to another place for
Hmm.
home.
Right.
So in then how to differentiate these sentences? Ma'am? Once we see did over here, so
Don't,
definitely we will
don't,
go with the habe.
don't see did. Don't see did. See the main verb. What is happening? Coming. Somebody is coming. Don't go
Hmm.
for did. This is just for your reference so that you can understand the meaning of the sentence. Don't see it as a word to word translation, Rajpreet. That did will be happening as haben oder, like I am doing something, ich bin something something, not like that, no word to word translation. Here, where to use haben, where to use sein, just pay main focus to the main verb. So come is the main verb. When did you come home? When did he come home? So
Okay,
coming
we
is
have to
the main verb.
focus on main verb only
Right.
rather than
Where
auxiliary verb and all.
right, where the activity is happening, coming, going, eating, playing. So like as I
Okay.
said, with playing, there is no change in location. So I will be using haben. But with driving or with coming or with going, there is a change in location. So I will be using sein.
So no focus on helping verb, just on
No,
main
no,
verb.
no, right.
Okay.
That will help you
Okay.
to define which helping verb to use. Because anyways, your helping verb is not defined. That is not fixed. That will be like distinguished. That will be decided as per your main verb. No?
O-
Hmm.
Okay.
Next,
We are joined in Skino, Gegangen,
gegangen, right? So here
Gegangen.
you went somewhere. Gehen is the main verb. Going is the main verb. So that is
Yes.
why here also we have used sein conjugated
Exactly.
with wir sind in Skino gegangen. Third form of gehen is gegangen. Next
Yes.
sentence, Rachel. Sorry, Angie.
Seid ihr geflogen oder gefahren?
Hmm.
Did you all fly or drive?
Right. Did you all flew or drove? So now here, if somebody is like going somewhere by plane or by car, obviously flying or driving. So again, there is a change in movement. There is a change in location, there is a movement. So we have used sein, conjugate as per ear. Fliegen, third form geflogen. Fahren, one more time, third form gefahren. Next sentence.
It's me.
Yep.
Yes.
Er ist alt geworden.
Hmm.
He's gotten old.
Yes. So now here we have two rules applicable here, which I have like explained already. Werden is the main verb with which we are anyways will use sein. This is something I told you. Plus the three phases of a person's life. If somebody there is a change in condition. If somebody is getting old, if somebody is getting mature, then there is a change in condition of somebody's maybe you can say appearance or something. So that is why again we have used sein here. So er ist alt geworden or sie ist alt geworden oder ich bin alt geworden. Third form of werden that means to become is geworden. Another sentence.
Sie sind in der Stadt bleiben.
Geblieben.
Geblieben.
It's not EI, it's IE. So geblieben.
Geblieben.
Bleiben is the main verb. And then, as I said already, bleiben is something where we use sein. So sie sind in der Stadt geblieben, even though she was there. But since bleiben is our verb to stay, then also we have used sein. So sie sind. Sie sind in der Stadt geblieben oder ich bin in der Stadt geblieben. Er ist in der Stadt geblieben. Sie ist in der Stadt geblieben. Next. Now these two highlighted sentences, if they get confusing, let me know, we'll discuss that. But these are like very important to understand this rule basically.
Okay. The music is sehr laut gewesen.
The music,
The music is very loud.
yes, the music was very loud or the music turned very loud or the music got very loud. So it was like very light initially and then it got very loud. So there was a change. But then the music was very loud here. The main verb is also sein and the auxiliary verb is also sein. So now if we're saying something was something like that or something from one thing became something like that, then we are using sein, and the third form of sein is gewesen. So here also we have used like third form of sein, and here we have conjugated as per the music, which is it. So die Musik ist sehr laut gewesen. Next sentence.
Rachel.
Sie ist spät aufgestanden. She got up late.
Right. Now, do we have aufstehen like here or
Anschlafen.
aufwachsen. Aufwachsen bedeutet aufwachsen bedeutet to wake up.
Wake up.
Now, then we have aufwachsen, to wake up. Now we have three words. You can say like aufstehen, that means to get up. To get up. To like get up in the morning. Then we have aufwachsen, also to wake up. These words can be used like on the place of one another. Then einschlafen. There is a difference between schlafen and Einschlafen. Einschlafen is basically used when there is a process, like when you are going to sleep or when you are falling asleep. So there is a process happening, but schlafen is like normal schlafen. You are sleeping, no movement or no process is happening. So once you are slept, that is schlafen. But when you are falling asleep and slowly and gradually you are like going into the deep sleep, then that is the process of Einschlafen. The process is called Einschlafen, but the like the exact like the exact word or exact you can say the situation is schlafen. To sleep, schlafen, but to go to sleep is Einschlafen. And these three are the words where we can say there is a change in condition. When you are going to sleep slowly and gradually, there is a change in condition. When you are waking up in the morning from your sleep, you get up, you wake up, there is a change in condition. When you are waking up and then you are getting up, there also change in condition. So aufstehen, einschlafen, aufwachsen. These are the verbs where we use sein again as our helping verb. So sie ist spät aufgestanden oder sie ist früh eingeschlafen, or like she slept early. Sie ist spät aufgestanden. She woke up late. She went to sleep or she fall asleep early. So these are the like another three words which you have to pay attention to. Aufstehen, einschlafen and aufwachsen, where there is a change in condition. Next sentence.
Okay. Er ist gestern uh, uncommon.
Angekommen.
Angekommen.
Right. So he arrived yesterday. So somebody came, somebody arrived. Obviously, there is a change in location. So here
Yeah.
also we have used is. Uncommon, trennbares verb. So that has become angekommen. Uncommon is the first form. Angekommen is the third form. Last sentence.
Ich bin langsam gelaufen.
Hmm.
I ran slowly.
Right. So when you are running, there is a change. You started from one place to and then you reached out to another place. So there is a change in location. So here also we have used been. Now one more word. Spazieren. Spazieren gehen means to go for a walk. So for this word also, when you are going for a walk or you are walking, then also there is a change in location from one place to another. You started walking from one place, then you ended up at another place. That is also we have movement. That is also we have where there is change in location. So there also we will be using been, like for running also and then for walking also, one and the same thing. Now, before we proceed further, do you want to note this down or should we proceed?
It will be added in the class.
Right, it will be
Transcription.
okay. So we will proceed then. Okay, now if further where to use haben, where to use sein, there are some exceptions, you can say. Like these exceptions I have already explained, where there is like bleiben, sein, or werden, we have our main verb. There are some more examples for this, basically, like bleiben, sein, geworden. So these are some more examples. When you go through this sheet, you can go through this table also, followed by
Uh,
yes, Rajvi.
for come we use common as a translator. Okay, whenever we use come word, so we use common.
Hmm.
But here we are using gay common. So in which chapter these all are given like as a conjugated conjugated form. So
That,
where
that
we can.
that is not conjugation. That is the third form of the verb. Infinitive form, but third form.
Yeah, it is third form, but where exactly we can learn all these.
I'll give you the practice material for that. In book also we have some chapters where it will be starting like up the second book which we have started. In the coming chapters, some of the examples
Uh,
are there.
1.2.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, uh, this first table of exceptions, just a second. So I was saying there are few exceptions when we use sein or whether to use haben. First rule I told you already with bleiben, sein, and werden. Now, one more thing here is now, Rachel, can you read these two sentences, this yellow highlighted and then this green highlighted? Then we will discuss that.
Wir sind nach Madrid geflogen. We flew to Madrid.
Hmm.
Der Pilot hat das Flugzeug allein geflogen. The pilot flew the plane alone.
Right. Now, here, if you must have noticed, we have fliegen as our verb. Here also fliegen, here also fliegen. But here in the yellow highlighted sentence, we have used sein as our helping verb. But here with green highlighted
Habe.
sentence, we have used haben. Now, why there is a difference? Because here in the yellow highlighted sentence, we ourselves flew, but here,
There is a movement.
right, there is a movement, but the main focus is of flying the machine, handling the machine. So when you say I drove to somewhere, then you will be using sein. But when you say I drove a car to somewhere, you are operating the machine. Then in that sense, you will be using haben
Mm.
because the main focus of here would not be you being driven to somewhere, but you drove a car to somewhere. So once you say I like flew to Germany, then you will be using sein. But then you will be saying like I drove a car to Mumbai, then driving will be in the like in the with the emphasis of a car. The main focus will be on the car which you drove. So in that case, in case of operating any machine which led you to have some movement in your action, then we will be using haben.
Mm.
So here, since there was some action in terms of like operating a plane, operating a machine, which uh, ended up people flying from one place to another. So here we will be using haben, but when somebody is saying we flew somewhere, then we will be using sein. Let's see some more examples for that, and then this confusion might get clear if you have any confusion. Second set of this sentence.
Wir sind zwei gelandet.
This also
Der Pilot hat das Flugzeug
Flugzeug,
zwei
das Flugzeug.
Flugzeug zwei gelandet.
Right. So here in first sentence, we are saying that we landed at 2 o'clock. So we landed. We haven't mentioned any machine here where we are having more influence. It's just we are saying we landed at 2. So here we have used sind similarly like we have used here, but here we are mentioning in the green highlighted sentence the pilot has landed the plane at 2 o'clock. The pilot who has landed the plane. So here main focus is not on landing, but the plane which was landed by the pilot. So that is why here in terms of operating a machine which led to this action, we have used haben. And here, since we haven't mentioned any machine with which we landed somewhere or we flew somewhere, so that is why sein. Now one more example. Angie, your turn.
Okay. Ich bin nach Mumbai gefahren. Ich habe or I drove to Mumbai. And then second one, ich habe ein Auto nach Mumbai gefahren. I drove a car to Mumbai.
Now again same thing. Do you want me to explain this sentence also, because it also has the same rule? Here I am saying I drove to Mumbai. I haven't mentioned a machine or any any machine, any car, or any like flight through which I went to Mumbai. But here I am saying I drove a car, the car which I drove. So here the main focus is on car, but not driving it. So that is why we have used haben here.
Like making somebody and something to work.
No,
Uh,
it's like when there are such words coming, going, flying, landing, driving, then only these words are there, then you will be using sein. If you are using these words in sense of operating a machine, like
okay.
I landed the plane, I drove a car, I flew a plane, or I rode a bike. Clear? When we have these
Clearly.
actions only, then we will be using sein. But when these actions are happening in sense of operating a machine, then we will be using haben. That is the difference.
Klar.
Clear.
Okay. Now, in terms of explaining this sheet, I am stopping here. There is like nothing much in this sheet which we can explain. But before we wrap up the class, let's do a quick exercise here. Each one of you will be reading one sentence. Third form has been given already. It's just you have to use haben or sein. You have to figure out whether you will be using haben or whether you will be using sein, and basis that we will try to figure out the correct answer for the blank. So again, Rachel, let's start reading.
Claudia stehen pro ausgestanden.
Hmm.
Claudia,
So here, did you understood whether we will be using haben or sein? Because we have aufstehen, to get up, where there is a movement. So should we use haben or sein?
sein.
Yes, we will be using sein and conjugated as per Claudia. So Claudia ist früh aufgestanden.
Yeah.
Aufstehen is the main verb and the third form is aufgestanden.
Ausgestanden.
Next sentence, Rajveer.
G, G, then Frühstück gegessen und Kaffee getrunken und dann
Hmm.
G, sure, Juni, gefahren.
So Uni gefahren. Now here, in this particular sentence, we have two main actions: eating, essen, third form gegessen, and then trinken, to drink, getrunken. So eating, drinking, sitting at one. Is there any change?
No moment, no moment.
So what will we be using?
Habe,
Haben. So
haben, sorry.
sie hat. So sie
Hat.
hat Frühstück gegessen
Gegessen.
und Kaffee getrunken. Und dann, but here she drove somewhere. There is a movement. What we will be using here?
Gefahren, sein.
Hmm.
So, ist
Und dann ist sie zur Uni gefahren. Angie, your turn.
Okay. Sie, sie hat in der Bibliothek gelernt
Sehr schön.
und gelesen. Und danach the same hat.
Mhm.
Und
Sehr
danach hat sie Mittagessen gegessen.
right. We have so many words here now. Lernen, third form gelernt, dann lesen, third form gelesen, and then essen, third form gegessen. So when you are learning something, when you are reading something, when you are eating something, there is no change in location, no change in place. So for both the cases, we have used haben, conjugated as per Claudia, or sie, she. So sie hat in der Bibliothek gelernt und gelesen und danach hat sie Mittagessen gegessen. And then she ate the Mittagessen, that means lunch. Next sentence.
Whose turn? Me?
Yep.
Or I thought we are four.
Saurabh, when did you join?
That's why.
Is very silent?
You were silent. I don't even realize when did you join.
I thought also
He's
we are three also.
working silently.
Okay. Okay, you read the sentence then, Saurabh. Saurabh, can you read the sentence number 4? Hello, Saurabh.
Silent mode.
Saurabh, you're on mute. I think he is away. Okay, so Rachel, can you read the 4th sentence?
Später
Hmm.
ich
No, it will be sein. I'll explain why. Später hat sie Tennis
hat sie
gespielt.
Tennis gespielt.
Hmm.
Und dann hat sie
Sehr schön.
Kaffee getrunken.
Right. So when we are playing now, so here it's so when we are playing, you are playing at one place only. So it though there are like a lot of movements when you are playing, but there is no change in location. So that is why which spielen we use haben. Ich habe etwas gespielt. I played something.
Okay.
Hat sie. That's Nummer 4.
Sie hat ein Freundin angerufen und
Angerufen.
then zusammen, that ist sie spazieren gegangen.
Read the sentence again and then try to understand which Z is this. Is it she or is it they? Read the whole sentence again and then tell me the answer.
Okay, that is C for C last one. Okay, sie hat ein Freundin angerufen und zusammen sie spazieren gegangen.
Sie hat eine Freundin angerufen. She called a friend. Anrufen, to call somebody over the phone. Third form,
Yes.
angerufen. Und zusammen
Is
sind.
joined.
That's why I was asking.
Okay,
That
okay.
this
Joined,
is
joined.
they, because she and her friend. So they went
They.
for a walk. So spazieren gehen oder gehen, spazieren gegangen. They
Gegangen.
went. That is why we have used sind here. Is it clear?
It is Zind or Zind.
Sind, not signed. It's not EI. It's sind.
And what about next Zind, Zaid, SEID?
That is Zaid. EI na?
Zaid.
Okay.
Zind Zaid.
Zaid, EI, aber sind, nur I.
Okay.
Also, you pronounce wrong when there is IE word or EI word. So when there is EI, the sound will be I.
I.
EI, at second place we have I. So the sound will be I. Zaid, schreiben, reisen. But when we have IE, the sound will be E of the second verb. So here we have E as a second word in IE. So it will be, the sound will be E.
E.
Here it will
Yeah.
be I, it will be E. Like,
There is no combination of EI. That is why I was confused. Sometime
yeah,
I called it giant and giant.
okay, no problem. Now, tomorrow also we will be practicing this sheet. It has like a lot of examples. We will try to do all the things together so that this particular topic is clear, because this is like little, like a step ahead topic, you can say.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll save the sheet
Okay.
in the drive, and if I get time, I'll save the recording also for today specifically so that you can review it one more time. And then tomorrow we will continue with this practice sheet only. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.